What is going on, my fellow Paladins gamers? Today we're going to be doing a tank prediction tier list of the new Dawnforge patch. I mean, it really didn't get changed too much, so it should be very similar. One or two changes from, I guess, what was previously said before. When it comes to S tier, I mean, I'm not really going to go by tiers. I'm kind of just grab and go low-key. I feel like I just get it done faster that way. So Ashe, I think Ashe is phenomenal. I think she's an A tier tank. I don't really think she's busted, but I think like if you were to nerf her a little bit, she'd still be really good. But I don't really think she needs a nerf. I think she performs pretty well in the meta. Atlas, I would say I'd honestly put Atlas in the same category, but he's not like honestly hard to play. So he could fall into B, but we'll think about that later. Barrick's A. Barrick's great, all around safe tank. I really don't have a complaint about Barrick. Fernando, I'd put him more into B. Maybe even C. Anara, I'd match it up with Nando. Maybe a little lower right now. Because, no, I'd say there. Khan's A. You'll probably be explaining these things. Let me explain. Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be doing a tank tier list prediction for the Dawnforge patch that is coming up. Look at these wonderful ads just popping up. But yeah, let's get into it. So, I guess we'll just go in order of where the tanks are at. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to kind of pull them all here so that I can just have them instead of having to search. I was going to just go on a line, but this might make it a little bit quicker. Yep, and I think that's about it. So, alright, tanks. So, just keep in mind that we are currently in a like double shield / dive meta. I feel like dive meta might be a little bit stronger right now because the characters that are considered dive characters are very strong. So I guess we'll start with that. I think Rom right now isn't S tier. I think he's definitely A. I think he's very strong, but I really don't think he's overtuned. I don't really think he's a must pick, must ban. And I think there's definitely a good amount of counters out there for him. So I don't really see him as like super busted. He's strong, very, very strong. I just don't see him as super busted. When it comes to like tank matchups though, I guess like that's when like when the struggle can happen. But I mean, if you're putting proper DPS behind your tanks, it really shouldn't be too much of an issue. Next thing I would say would be Azan. Azan is good. I would say he's a little harder to play, so I'd probably put him down in B. But his mobility is pretty good. Damage isn't bad. I like the character in general, and just dive tanks are really good. Next one is going to be Ruckus. I think Ruckus is on par with Rom. I feel like Ruckus might be a little bit better than Rom because of the fact that I feel like he just has more opportunities to do things, and he can play. His play is more versatile. You know, he can take high ground. His ult, I would say, is probably a little bit better than Rom's ult. I mean, like, yeah, things like that. So I would say Ruckus is a little bit better than Rom right now. On the next dive tank, Yag. I would love to put Yag S tier. You know what I'm saying? We love Yag. But with the changes that happened to Yag, I would say that you could put her here. But then there's a lot of things right now that kind of just burn Yag. And with there being certain maps, she can't stand up in certain places and things like that. I feel like I'd have to drop her to B. I feel like she's a lot better than people give her credit for, but it's very draft dependent as well. Picking Yag into just anything right now, I don't think is as good as it used to be. Honestly, I'm gonna drop her down to C. I think like she's niche. She's not like I mean, we pick this, we win. It's like you pick that first pick, and it's like they're picking things to just kill you. And if it's not in the right map, it's like ugh. Comparatively to like these guys are like kind of universal. They're using universally good on most maps. Some are better than others, right? So yeah. Then Ashe, I definitely would say Ashe would probably be B. She's a great tank. Really doesn't have any issues in all reality. I think she matches up pretty great against whatever, and she's great into DPS picks. Next, Khan. We'll do Atlas. So Atlas is a great tank. I don't really think he's super situational. I think he can low-key fit right here. I would say I have these things ordered from best to worst right now. And yeah, because he's great. But he's just he's a slower tank, as well as he takes a lot of skill to play. So if you're not the best of the best, it's going to be really rough compared to how it used to be. He used to be a lot easier. But I feel like they've tuned down his power quite a bit. So he's not as annoying as he used to be. Barrack, I'd honestly say Barrack's A tier. I think Barrack's one of the best main tanks, if not the best main tank in the game currently, due to the fact that he does great damage, his ult's not bad, and like he's just, I would say he's really annoying when it comes to just like, you can't really bully him out for free. I think he does really, really well, especially just with tank matchups in general. So if he's not bottom of A, he's definitely top of B, but I want to put him top of A. Well, I mean bottom of A. With that being said, we're going to move on to the Khan. Khan is not a bad pick. I'd say he might be a little bit better than Atlas just because his ult, I would say, is really nuts, as well as he's a lot easier to use. I would still say he's behind Ashe. I think Ashe is definitely better right now. And Ashe might even be a little bit better than Azan, but Azan just has more flexibility when it comes to mobility maps. But honestly, I'm actually going to switch that low-key. I'm definitely going to put Azan behind Ashe. I definitely prefer Ashe over the Azan right now. It's really going to depend on, it's really map dependent, low-key. It's like Azan is great, but it's map dependent. Ah, man, this is rough. Rough, because they're both really nice, dude. Both really nice. I definitely want to leave Ashe up there, though. Nando, I'd say Nando falls in, let's say B. He's not bad, but he's like, in my opinion, like, especially as a main tank, like a newbie pick. As an off tank, it could be kind of spicy, but you rarely see him there anymore. Maybe with these Scorch buffs, that definitely will bring him up a bit in the offlane pick rate, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I leave him down here. He's not a terrible tank, but it's like dive meta is a little bit better, as well as double off is kind of nice. So I think Nano just kind of falls off in that sense. Inara is a good tank. Definitely I would say more value than the Yag right now, because she's just more plug and play. I could even say, could Inara be better than Nando right now? Not sure. I'm not sure. I think she gets burned by most of the things that are really well. So if she isn't in C, she's definitely bottom of B, but we're gonna leave her in C for right now. Makoa, man, I think Makoa's like really overrated. I don't really think Makoa's really good. If I had to put him somewhere, man, I'd say bottom B. I'd say he's not C tier, but like, I don't know, dude. I'm just not a big fan of Makoa right now. What saves Makoa is his hook. His hook can change fights, but other than that, it's like, half shell's cool, but if you draft correctly, half shell doesn't really do much because the shield should just drop. If people shoot at the shield and break it, it's just the value that drops immensely, you know. But I feel like people are still afraid. They're still scarred from that insta reset shield meta that they just don't want to shoot it. Terminus, I like Terminus better than Nando low-key. I definitely think in my opinion, he's B. People might not agree with me, but I think he's really good. And then Torvald, I'd say Torvald's bottom of C. Torvald's a counter pick. He's not terrible, but he's a counter pick, right? And this is honestly where I see everything. I feel like the game is in a pretty balanced spot. I feel like if you want to make it better, I would say probably Atlas buffs in some way. Atlas buff, as well as probably like a Ruckus nerf. Because if you can bring Atlas like up here, right? Up here. And if you can bring Ruckus, and if you can bring Rom down, like, that'd be huge. Like Rom is just really, really strong. Ruckus has been strong forever, and he's like an int machine. It's just, obviously, this is a little bit better, but yeah. So this is honestly what I feel about the meta, low key. I feel like dive tanks are really strong. But it's back where it belongs. Dive tank's really strong right now. Just getting on top of DPS, things like that. But yeah, so with that being said, it's going to kind of wrap up the video. If you enjoy my comment, definitely leave a like down below to let me know that if I'm doing a good or bad job. Comment your opinions. Like I always say, don't be afraid to say what you got to say. Even if we don't agree, doesn't really matter. I just want to hear what everybody thinks as well. It's a good, nice opportunity to talk about a game that we all enjoy. especially when it comes to our lovely tanks. But yeah, if you want to keep up to date with me and my channel, definitely sub so that you'll never miss a video of me either doing a VOD review, patch review, and or just general educational videos when it comes to Paladins and or other games you may enjoy, right? So without further ado, I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Take care, and yeah, see you in the realm.